Hello, welcome to Geekonomics. It is the after Thanksgiving edition. Brian is in the cellar because he's in trouble. So he's down in his basement dealing his punishment that he's gotten since Thanksgiving for stealing the turkey leg and the wishbone. His wife was not happy with him. She banished him to the basement. How you doing, Brian?
Very good, Mark. I'm a basement dweller today.
Cellar dweller.
Cellar dweller. I've been working on my basement all since quarantine, and I figured why not be down here. My room's a mess right now because I've been tearing stuff apart. But Mark, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was good. Very low key, very light. Just kind of just went over to Claire's stepdad's house because it's the first holiday after the passing of her mom. So didn't want him to be alone. So, a lot of stuff that's going on. Figured that'd be the simplest, the nicest thing to do, not like, leave him by himself on the first holiday. So we did
Yeah.
that. But that was about it. Just kind of did that. The next day after on Friday, went and got our Christmas tree, put that up. That's in the living room. And yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of getting ready for Christmas now. As I've been saying to Claire, Christmas is starting now.
Christmas has started now.
Yeah.
As soon as you finish that turkey, you just go
Yeah. Now you
Christmas.
can start hearing Christmas carols in your head as soon as you finish that last bite. As soon as that last bite of dessert goes in your mouth, it's like jingle bells, jingle bells. Like what's going
Oh
on?
no. Yeah, pretty much. I put my Christmas lights out like last weekend because it was
I
beautiful.
did when it was like super nice, like 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. I did it because I took all the Halloween stuff down and put all the
Yep.
Christmas stuff up.
That's what I did.
And it said it's on a timer, so I've just it's been on every night. I'm like I didn't even care.
Yeah. I put everything on a timer. Christmas
Oh
tree,
yeah, oh
timer.
yeah,
Outlight, everything's on a timer.
yeah,
I'm like Mr. Timer.
yeah. That's how we know we're old. Next thing you know, we'll start reading books about submarines.
Right, right. Like when I was a kid, you get, oh, who's gonna go plug in the tree? And I'm like, why the fuck am I gonna plug this tree in every
Yeah,
goddamn night? Just put it on a timer and call it a day.
I
And
don't have it on a timer. I have it on like just a power strip that has an on-off switch.
oh, that's great too.
So I just like reach down, flip it, not have to worry about it.
Yeah. I just used a little timer and
Yeah.
but Mark, we got Mandalorian to talk about.
Oh man, we got Mandalorian.
Yeah, we do. We got some news
A lot
before.
of stuff in the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Um, this holiday week, Mark, what have you been up to? Watch anything? Do anything?
Finished up West Wing.
Oh,
Finished that, so now I'm done. Looking for something new to move on to. Besides that, just kind of just been Claire actually started watching the High Score documentary
yeah.
on Netflix. She was interested in it, so I was like, okay, I'll watch it. So
Oh,
watch
yeah.
that. We got the first one done. It's really good.
Yeah, that's the video game one.
Yeah, the miniseries on
Yeah,
Netflix. Yeah,
fantastic. I love it,
yeah,
man. Yep.
yeah. So we were watching that, and I was like, all I did is kept saying, Brian, Brian has this system still. Brian has that.
I have a lot. Yeah. I love
Brian's
I
a huge
love the
video
history.
game nerd.
I just love the history of video games, and I love
Yeah,
all video games really. But yeah, it was really that show piqued my interest. It was really well done.
yeah. Because the first thing they talk about is Space Invaders.
Yep.
So, as you were showing before we started the tour of the basement,
Yeah.
right behind your head there is you got the Space Invaders. And I told Claire, I'm like, Brian has Space Invaders in his basement. She's like, oh, really?
How would you know? I just got that. I just got the Space Invaders.
You said you told me you got it.
Oh, maybe. And then you got Star Wars right
Yeah,
there and Street Fighter right there.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, Space Invaders. It is a pain in the ass. It is hard, but it's
It
fun.
is.
It's fun. It's
It's meant
hard.
to be that way. That was the whole thing. The whole like his story about it was like
Oh,
the first
so
levels. He's like, I can only get by the first level myself when I made the game.
yeah.
So,
I got through the first level when I cracked it open, but it
mm,
took me a good 20 minutes.
yeah,
It's a tough game, but it's fun. It's a classic.
yeah.
Um,
I did a run. We were at Disney. We stayed at the All Star Movie Resort, and in the arcade inside the main lobby building, they had Super Space Invaders, which is like the huge, like 6 foot tall
Oh, geez.
arcade version.
Yeah.
And I was like, and me and Emmy, like I took her there one night, like, let's go to the arcade. So we went down the arcade for like a couple hours and I ended up playing that. And I like got to like level 3 and I was like, I am the best at Space Invaders.
How many quarters did it take you to get to level 3, though?
It only took like 4 or 5 tries, but I still was like, when I got to level 3, I'm like, I am unstoppable. I've never gotten this far ever.
I'm gonna keep going.
I need to keep playing.
Yeah, it is a tough one.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, we after Thanksgiving, right? I always like to put on a Christmas movie that I've never seen before, something new, something old. But the rule is I haven't seen it, or I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so
Yeah.
it feels new. And this year, Hulu had a brand new movie called Happiest Season. Kristen Stewart's in it. Eugene Levy's son, I can't think of his first name now. God, I feel like a jerk. He's in, he's in
It's Creek.
Fitz Creek.
Dan.
Yes.
Daniel.
He's in it.
Actually, but...
Daniel Levy. But it was really good. It's a romantic comedy. It has the tropes and it has that kind of stuff that we've seen a million times, but it's very well done, I think, for modern times. So you have a girl who's bringing her girlfriend home for Christmas, and come to find out, she never came out of the closet to her parents. So her parents don't even know she's gay. So she has to pretend her girlfriend is her roommate.
Yeah.
And antics ensue. But there, Audrey Plaza's in it, Kristen Stewart, what's her name from Glow and Community, Alison Brie. Yeah. Alison Brie's in it. Great cast, great, just a good, heartwarming romantic comedy. So highly recommend it. I think that's the only thing I watched really that was new. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Mark.
Ooh.
It is really awesome. I haven't played a new Assassin's Creed since Black Flag. I played all the originals last year up to Black Flag, and I haven't played any of the new modern.
Which in my opinion were the best ones. The old actual story where it was like Desmond and all that. That was fantastic.
I like the Desmond story, but what I like about this is I can do anything I want. I can climb. You can climb anything you want now. There's no it's crazy. And it's a lot of fun, and it's a very beautiful game. There are bugs, but whatever. It's still enjoyable. And I don't know. It's just like, hey, I'm going to go into this town and talk to a few people. And I met a couple who needed to get in the mood to plow each other. They use the word plow by having a fake raid in their house. So they get turned on. So I had to destroy their house. And they're like, no. Light it on fire. So I had to light their house on fire so they would get excited to have sex. What am I playing? Then I met a woman who was in a sewer. I think she was a witch. And she's like, I need python eggs. So I'm giving her python eggs. And then she fucking farts. And a big green cloud comes up. So when I go back up, there's a sewer grate and all these people around it. And a big green cloud comes out and they all start vomiting. I'm like, what is going on here? This game is nuts. There are so many weird and fun little moments like that in this game. And you're a Viking. You start off in Norway, which is very beautiful. Then you come to England, and you're basically starting a colony. You're building a village, and you're making allies. And you're trying to get rid of a king to put your own king in. And I don't know. I highly recommend it, Mark. If it's an AC game, you haven't played in a long time, since this game like has it all, and it's very there's a lot to it, but it's simple and it's fun, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't know.
Yeah, the AC games got, for me at least, got like way too, like, I don't know.
Complicated.
After the Desmond stuff, it got very like uninteresting for me. Like I needed like that main storyline to like
Yeah,
keep everything going.
you have your protagonist, and it gives you a little history, and you can come out of the animus
Yes,
um
Animus.
once in a while. I choose not to. I'm like, I just want to be in this world. I don't give a shit
Yeah,
about going to um but yeah, I get what you're saying. I like that too. But for a game that's just about being a Viking, I'm
yeah,
all for it. You can do drinking games. You can,
yeah, yeah.
like, you got the horn and you put the
Mm,
in a big barrel of mead and you have to outdrink the guy next to you.
yeah,
I don't know, just fun stuff. Escapism right
yeah.
now. It's good. But that's what I've been doing pretty much, and doing
Nice.
stuff around the house. Um, so we got news, Mark.
Okay. What do we got?
Uh, let's go into this one first. So what do you think the top 3 entertainment franchises are right now? According to a survey, the National Research Group that just took a survey in the beginning of 2019, the top 3 entertainment franchises. If you had to guess, what do you think those are?
Star Wars,
Okay,
like entertainment, like television and stuff too, or just
everything. I'm not going to tell you if you're right. I want to know what your top 3, what you think the top 3 are.
the Kardashians,
Okay,
their franchise, I guess.
it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Anything entertainment.
And I'll, I think the third one. Um, Football.
All right. Well, back in January 2019, the NRG did a global insight. It's a global insight and
Oh,
strategy.
global. You didn't say global to begin with.
All right. Sorry, global. Sorry, I didn't think it would change anything, but
Well, go
global.
ahead and add soccer in there somewhere as an entertainment franchise.
Top 3. You want to change?
Yeah, throw soccer in there. One of those. Just throw soccer. I'll give you 4 options.
Okay. So they conducted a survey, 350,000 interviews with over 700 entertainment franchises
Hmm.
that were involved, and the top 3 globally are The
I think with
Mandalorian,
number 3,
The Mandalorian,
Star
Avengers,
Wars. Okay.
and Stranger Things.
Oh,
Yep,
gotcha.
they're the top entertainment franchises according to the survey, back in January 2019, which is pretty cool.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. Stranger Things has, like, every season that's come out, it's very popular, and it's
Yeah.
held on to that popularity, which is very hard to do nowadays because it's like season 1 of anything comes out, everybody's like all about it. Season
Yeah.
2, and then by 4 or 5, you don't really hear. It depends if people are even talking about it.
Yeah. Like Walking
Because,
Dead.
right, because there's so much content coming out constantly.
Yeah.
It's either sink or swim, but it's great to hear that Stranger Things is still holding on. But Mandalorian and the Avengers, which makes total sense. The Mandalorian has just held on, I think, especially now with merchandise. Holy mackerel!
No, man. Now they named the speaking of the episode we're gonna review.
Yeah, I know the kid's got the name.
Yeah.
Kind of like the kid though.
Yeah.
So another big news, Mark. Darth Vader himself, Dave Prowse, died.
Yes. The original Darth Vader.
Yes. He passed away. How old was he? 80 something?
95, I think.
95.
85 maybe.
But
even still.
It's interesting because he had a beef with George Lucas.
Well, the thing was, he was cast as Darth Vader, and the thought process was they were going to use his voice to be Darth Vader in the movie.
You're right.
So he literally acted out the whole movie inside the helmet as Darth Vader. And then the thought was he was going to go and voice over everything for the actual movie. But out of nowhere, out of George Lucas's dreams, he was able to land James Earl Jones to be the voice of Darth Vader, which was never thought as an option at the time when they were actually filming the movie. It was kind of like a pipe dream, like, oh, maybe we'll get James Earl Jones to do it, kind of thing, and they ended up getting him. So George Lucas just used James Earl Jones's voice and never told David Prowse until he got to the screening of the movie.
Right.
In California, and the movie started, and it was not his voice.
Well, it's funny. So I guess he had a West Country accent.
Yes.
Was muffled by the black helmet.
Yeah.
And Carrie Fisher dubbed him Darth Farmer.
Yes.
Because of his twang,
yeah.
Which probably is a good thing. It was recast. He did die at 85.
Okay.
Of a short illness at 85.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I obviously, Prowse, he would say things like, people talked about him more than any other character, and he was the most popular character.
Yeah.
But it was him in the suit, but it was James Earl Jones's voice that became iconic.
That made Darth Vader.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it is sad news that we've lost another Star Wars actor.
The crazier thought is that the only two surviving members of that original cast are Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I thought I had a depressing thought, Mark. When we die, when we get to that ripe old age of 85,
yes,
everybody involved with the original Star Wars would probably be dead.
Yes.
That's weird. George Lucas could probably still be kicking. He'll be like 100.
Mathematical wise, that would probably happen, yes.
Yeah. But that's depressing.
Well, that's the world works, Brian.
I know, but it's weird. I don't want to think about that. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have Mark Hamill, you have Harrison Ford, and George Lucas himself.
Yeah.
So it's weird to think about. But yeah, as we say now, rest in power, Mr. Prowse.
Yes. But you don't understand how that works with him. It made sense for Chadwick Boseman.
Right.
I don't think it works for an 85-year-old white guy from England.
No. He was a big guy.
He was a very tall gentleman.
Yeah. He was huge.
The train going by, if you're wondering why my video is shaking.
Oh, I didn't see it shake.
My monitor's moving, so.
Oh. Any other news, Mark, before we get into Mandalorian?
Not that I can think of. I mean, I know after the episode, it's kind of leaked out that, like you'd mentioned, I think we talked about it after the show last week, that there's a Ahsoka Tano show in development.
But that's a rumor.
It is, but I mean, it makes sense, kind of branching off of the episode, that it kind of seemed like they were like either spinning her off onto her own thing, because I don't know if Thrawn is the big bad of the whole thing, then that's like amazing.
Yeah, I don't see ultimately if they do something like that, that'd be awesome. But I kind of feel like Mandalorian they're giving you a living, breathing mythology and a world happening around the Mandalorian. You know, and to me, it's a world building. And to me, it was like, yeah, it took us this long just to find out the name of the child. It took us this long just to discover more information about what's happening in the background. And I feel like that is going to be the big bad, but it might not happen until maybe
next year.
Yeah, season 3. And I think like having these characters are living their they're revolving around Mandalorian because he's on one mission, but everybody else has got their own things happening. So,
excuse me.
I think having these little Easter eggs and snippets and telling us what's going on in this world right now is really clever. It's not heavy-handed. It makes you feel like you're in on the secret a little bit. You're like, that's so cool. So this could happen down the line. But I guess we should just jump into the episode, Mark, because I don't know anything about her character, right? I know what I've known.
Yeah.
I know
definitely, if you're looking for something now to get into, now would be your time to jump into Clone Wars.
I know. I added it to my playlist. I added it to my Disney Plus playlist.
There you go.
I didn't.
And after that, you got to get into Rebels, which would then give you the Thrawn side of things.
Right. So Thrawns and Rebels.
Thrawns and Rebels, yeah. And so is Ahsoka. She bleeds into Rebels as well.
Right. So this episode started off like it was. Oh God.
It started off awesome, and this kept going even more awesome.
Her showing up in that on that planet, fighting off those that small little army they had, taking the tree, slicing the tree,
and the guy in half.
Her lightsaber, and then shooting that piece of tree into the person, and the tree just fall, was badass. That was a pretty badass show. Yeah. Okay, when she approaches the main door to this base,
very Luke Skywalker approaching Jabba the Hutt's palace, kind of.
You know what I made me think of? It made me think of Game of Thrones, the last season, when they were always see up there.
Yeah,
and I was like, it reminiscent of that for me anyway. But yeah,
it probably is, because Filoni's a huge Game of Thrones fan, so it probably was like a little nudge. He's very big into doing that in his episodes, like throwing in little, like his like little pop culture like drops, kind of.
The campfire scene was very Luke and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Us learning about all that stuff. Her being able to talk, feel his feelings.
Yes. Force talk.
Now it's not Baby Yoda now. What's the name? It's
Grogu. Grogu is his name.
It doesn't fall off the tongue like the kid.
Or the child. Yeah.
Child. I did read they knew the child's name back in season 1.
I assume they knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was well planned out, and they knew they were going to go in this direction. But it was great. The Mandalorian got to learn information along with us, because we're kind of like the audience is Mandalorian. We're learning about it all, just like
as he's learning about it.
Yeah, it's great. But another great scene is with her and the woman. I need to know.
Magistrate. Yeah, the magistrate.
It was very samurai-esque.
Yes, very, very much so. And I believe I read somewhere, I could be wrong about this, you can look it up for me as I'm talking about it, that the woman who plays the magistrate is somehow connected to Bruce Lee. I don't know if they're related in some way or something like that, but I've heard that there was some kind of connection there. That she was somehow connected to Bruce Lee in some certain way. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but
that was
like fast reading that on Facebook or something, like a fast article that popped up or something.
It was a fun fact.
Yeah. Little known fact.
Okay, on IMDb, this was one of the highest rated of the season, 9.6.
Not surprising.
Yeah. Let's see. What was her? I'm looking it up. This is riveting, but I'm looking it up.
Me as well. Morgan Elsbeth.
Diana Lee.
There you go. She's
Oh,
probably Bruce Lee's granddaughter or something.
no, she is the daughter of the martial arts legend Dan and his wife Sue Anasanato. She's also known as the granddaughter of global icon Bruce Lee.
There you go.
She is the goddaughter of Bruce Lee. Hence Diana Lee. That's pretty cool. She's a martial artist, stuntwoman, and a children's book author.
There you go.
She's a writer, director, and actress. She's very well-rounded. That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, which makes sense because it was very like that whole scene with Ahsoka and her on like the bridge and the Asian like pond kind of thing. It's very like a Bruce Lee kind of movie-esque. So like kind of like kung fu movie.
Yeah, Enter the Dragon. I mean, if you want to go back, Kill Bill, they honored.
Yes, yeah, yep, that battle, yeah.
Yeah, so it was very well done. It was so cool, and I love her guard, and he's got the gun, and he's like, "Your side, my side," and then he hears
the guy from Terminator, Michael Biehn.
Oh,
John Connor.
That was John Connor?
John Connor from Terminator.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
He's not the original John Connor, though.
Yes.
No, the original John. Oh, you're talking about from the first movie?
Yes.
Michael B. Oh, you're right. Lang. Oh my God.
Right. No, that's what this episode did so many things.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I was like, oh my gosh, that's John Connor.
I had no clue.
Yeah. I like at first when I first saw him, I like that guy looked familiar. And then when he talked, I was like, that's the guy from Terminator.
Right.
Yeah.
When he hears the staff hit the ground and he goes, I think your side won, and he goes to put the gun down. He's watching Mando and his gun, and he goes to like grab him real quick. We have that like gunslinger moment, which was really
very cool. It was like a Western and a samurai like episode like mixed together.
That's what they used to do. Is very Ronin like. Oh God, what was I gonna say?
And the guy who played the old man that was like that took over after the everything happened.
Right.
He's been in stuff too, and I remember him from stuff, but I don't remember where from.
Yeah, I don't know.
Asian guy, the old guy.
Oh, with the kids, and
yeah.
I don't know where. He looked familiar, but he looked. At first, I was like, "Is that the guy from Rogue One?" But
no, he died, and that happened before all this happened. So
right. No, I know the actor reminded me of him. I know. I'm not seeing him.
No, there's so much in this episode. Like we saw, like Ahsoka told us the story of Grogu. We learned that this whole Empire thing, all the Empire is basically the Seventh Fleet of Thrawn.
Right.
Which like makes sense because it's on the outer worlds. This is all happening.
Right.
Which is the edge of the galaxy, which is what Thrawn was doing before this all happened.
Yoda mentioned.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
What about Yaddle? Where's Yaddle in this whole thing?
Yaddle.
But there's a thing on Facebook. I'm like, well, Ahsoka wouldn't know about Yaddle because she'd already left. Or it was before her time because that was prequels.
Right.
Yaddle.
Yeah.
So she would have met Yaddle because Yaddle wasn't in the. So, yeah.
Right. It's interesting where they're going to go. My thing
is, who's the Jedi that's going to come to train him?
I don't think any Jedi will. I think Mando
if this is going in this way, and I'm just saying because what this episode's been leading towards,
Right.
this is turning into like a live action version of a sequel to Rebels.
I feels like that to me, even though I like
So
all these
in
characters.
Rebels, Ezra Bridger is the younger Jedi who was trained by the I can't remember the other guy's name. Kanan was his Jedi master.
Yeah.
At the end of Rebels, Ezra gets on a ship with Thrawn. They're fighting, and there's these space whales that can travel in hyperspace.
Yeah.
And they take Thrawn's ship deep into the far reaches of the galaxy. So if Thrawn's coming back after, because this is before Rogue One, this all happened.
Yeah.
In the timeline. So Thrawn's been off in the far reaches of the galaxy during the whole galactic civil war between the rebels and the Empire. So if Thrawn's now coming back, I'm wondering if when they get to Tython, the Jedi temple planet, could Ezra be the Jedi that appears? That
Well,
comes
the
to find
way,
him to train him?
like you're saying, the
There's a
way,
lot of Rebels connections.
yeah,
Sabine Wren, who is another Rebels character, is going to show up this season. You had Bo-Katan from last episode, who was in Rebels.
yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of Rebels connections in
Filoni's
this
just
show
like,
now.
I mean, expanding the world and
Yeah.
connecting it all. A part of me feels like a Jedi might show up, but a part of me feels like Mando's so attached to him, and now that he knows that the kid is attached to him, I feel like they're bonded. I don't think he'd
Well,
want
they
to.
are, but I think it's a good way to give the Mando group like a Jedi connection.
Right, right.
Then this way that Jedi would be in his like flying in the with him around the adventures and giving them like that connection.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah. What are they gonna do? I think at the end of the season, he might show up to this place. Because we got a few more. We got like what, 4 more episodes left.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna end or the second to last episode or last episode will be him showing up at this place at the temple.
Well, I think he's going to go to the temple next episode. They'll do the thing.
You think
Then
that quickly?
Well, no, because I think it's like Ahsoka said, a Jedi will show up that will search for him to find him, to train him.
Right.
And I think it's going to be like that'll happen. He'll do the thing. They'll leave that planet.
Yeah.
And I think the last episode will be that Jedi will show up to train him.
But that'd be like 4 episodes of them doing what?
Well, because you still have the Moff Gideon has his ship tracked.
Oh yeah, that's
that
true.
Whole storyline's going to continue.
I think if he's being tracked, Moff Gideon, actually, they will give them literally the directions to this temple. And maybe it's something that's supposed to be hidden, but now that his ship is tracked, they get there. We're gonna have another standoff between him and Moff Gideon at the end of the season.
Yeah,
I forgot.
I think that's when Jedi will appear.
Ooh, yeah. I forgot all about. I feel like we're gonna have a big rumble at the end.
Moff Gideon has the dark saber, so you have a Jedi versus Gideon with the dark saber and a lightsaber.
But Mando's got the staff now, made out of the Mandalorian.
I don't know. I think that's going to be. I think we're leading towards this lightsaber battle of some sort.
Right, but I'm just saying that for Mando is powerful to stop a lightsaber, which we just saw.
Yeah,
we saw it's very powerful to stop a lightsaber. Yeah. So for him, to me, that's probably the best weapon. If he's going to get into battle with Moff Gideon.
Yeah, he doesn't know that though.
No, he doesn't. But could that potentially save him from the dark saber?
Yeah.
So they're setting this up really well. I forgot about
the thing is in Rebels, Sabine Wren at the end of Rebels, she has the Darksaber. At the end of Rebel. Yeah. So that's where Sabine Wren, I think, is going to come into it. Is she's going to be the one to help Mando retrieve the Darksaber, and those troopers are going to appear somewhere in the season.
Yeah.
The Dark Troopers.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's going to happen.
So.
But man, yeah.
Yeah. No. As soon as there's so many like little tidbits of things like I kept watching me like, oh my gosh, that means that. Like when the assassin droids came out at the very beginning of the episode.
Yep.
The AK-48s, I think they're called. The AK-47 was designed and built by Thrawn. So that was a direct connection to Thrawn already. So that's how I was like, ooh, what does this mean? What are these droids doing there? So
Mark, I think you're kind of right, because I didn't realize we only have 3 episodes left.
Yeah, it's a short season because of COVID. They stopped.
Well, it's 8 episodes.
Yeah.
And I think
that was episode 5, wasn't it?
Yeah. Season 1 was 8 episodes. So it's the same. It's going to end. We have one December 4th, the 11th.
Yeah, it ends like the week before Christmas, right?
Right. Same.
4th, 11th, 18th.
Yeah. So I think either we're going to get, I feel like we're going to get maybe one more episode where possibly it's a one-off.
Yeah.
And we have an episode 2 or all 3. He, like you say, he gets there. There's a whole thing, it's kind of slow pace. Everything's going into motion, but then the tracking happens, and then Moff Gideon shows up, and then shit hits the fan, and you have 2 episodes to really round that out. I don't know, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It flew by. The season flew by. I don't know.
Oh, that's the sign of a good show, is when it flies by.
Holy mackerel. Well, this year's flying by, so maybe, but yeah, you're right. A part of me just wants to rewatch all season 2 before the final episode.
I was thinking the same thing. I was really just about to say the same thing, but it's like, yeah, it's definitely one of those. And the episodes have been like, you have to watch them first once through, and then like I want to go back and rewatch them again.
Right.
Not paying attention to the storyline, kind of, and being like looking around and catching the small little Easter egg things, and doing what you do when you play video games, play the story, and then go back and do all the stupid stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I will turn on the Clone Wars and check it out.
It's worth it.
Well, I have Disney Plus, so I might as well. Because WandaVision starts in January.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'll have some time to kill between Mando and WandaVision, and I'm not going to cancel Disney Plus for like a couple weeks. So I'll catch up on that. So
I definitely enjoyed Clone Wars, but I was way more into Rebels. Like Rebels was more because it happens right before Rogue One, so it's more of that storyline.
Right.
Which I was more into than like I could care less about Clone Wars because the movies were not that great, so it didn't help to keep your interest as much. But there's still stuff in there that's worth watching.
Right. Now, Clone Wars just ended.
Like 30 minutes.
Huh? Mark, you're frozen. Okay, you're back.
Okay.
Did Clone Wars end last year?
It did, but they just did like one more, like a last season kind of thing.
Yeah.
To wrap it up.
And they connected to the movie, right?
Yeah, it goes right to the third movie.
Third movie, okay.
Yeah.
And then
it takes place between episode 2 and episode 3.
Which I think is the best stuff, honestly, is the stuff, which they could have done more with. Obviously.
Yeah. And then Rebels is episode 3 to episode 4.
Or Rogue One.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll check it out. I'll put it on maybe I'll put it on in the background while I'm working or whatever. I did. Speaking of another show that came back, Animaniacs came back, and I put
I know,
that.
waiting for you to say something about it. I was surprised you took this long.
I watched the first couple episodes. Really funny, really fun. They poke fun of themselves about rebooting.
Yeah.
They do a whole song about reboots, which is really great. And Pinky the Brain is back. I mean, remember
Yes.
meeting those guys?
Yes.
And, oh my god, it's just. I'm so happy that it's back. Animaniacs.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It was recorded and put together like 2 years ago. So like in the first episode, they're like, we don't even know what's going on. So they're just making shit up. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed for you though. I'm surprised they didn't attach a Freakazoid connection to it somewhere.
I haven't seen anything Freakazoid related yet. I haven't watched them all.
Yeah.
I would love if they did.
That was the other side thing, wasn't it? Inside the Animaniacs was Freakazoid.
Freakazoid, I loved Freakazoid.
I know you did.
Yeah, man, that cartoon was the best. Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet, but maybe. I know they have Freakazoid season 2 on DVD at Target, and I'm like, I need season 1, but I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna buy season 2 and watch it. I haven't bought it yet.
Oh, man.
I'll look for a sale, but I will get it eventually. I got enough things to watch right now, so
yeah.
But yeah, man, Mandalorian. I mean, so we got a couple. So honestly, we have 3 weeks of podcasting, right, before we end this up. So that last week will be our last podcast for the year. And we'll probably have to pre-record maybe something special for the week of if we want to go out, or we just,
Well, we'd have to do like one. I'm thinking we'll have to do an episode on the 21st to wrap up Mandalorian.
Yeah. Oh.
And then we can record a show right after that for like end of the year stuff.
I like that. And that can go out the following Monday.
Yeah, that 28th or whatever it is.
Yeah. Let's do it. We could do
I am on vacation that week. I'm assuming you are as well.
Yeah, I am too. We
could just do a live version this year. It's not like we have to meet up anywhere to do it.
Oh, that's true. We could just record on. Well, are you busy? I mean, I'll just be
sitting here doing nothing while Claire's at work. So.
Okay. Yeah, we could do our best of our favorite things that happen.
I'll be binging like crazy that week because I have nothing else to do. So.
Yeah, we could do our favorite things of 2020. Like we could.
Won't be many. We'll get through.
I know, won't be many, but we can make it work. I think
we'll make up something.
Our favorite things out of 2020.
Out of the first 3 months of the year, what were your favorite things? Out of the first from January to March, what were your favorite things that happened?
And then the rest of it.
What have been your favorite things that happened since then? Nothing, because nothing's happened since then.
Totally. All right, I like that idea. We could do that because I'll be home doing nothing. Wow. Well, Mark, that's been a show.
Yeah.
Mandalorian, keep watching with us week to week. If you have a comment or question or anything.
Well, here's a question before we get done with the show, though.
What
were your thoughts on Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka?
Oh, I thought
because you don't have any previous knowledge. You're going into this totally blind.
Okay, I think this show works on many levels. For people like you, you're loving. People like me who don't know anything, I don't feel left out. They've done a fantastic job of keeping the people who didn't watch the cartoons.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm missing something here. I felt like, oh my God, I should watch those now.
Yeah.
But at this moment, I didn't feel like, oh no, I don't know who this. I felt like I learned who she was right away.
Yeah.
I knew what was going on. I thought she was fantastic. It felt, that first 10 minutes felt like I felt like I was watching a live action Clone Wars or Rebels because it
basically was.
it just felt that way to me. It didn't
Yeah.
feel Mandalorian. And I don't know.
Why
Personally,
are you still texting me? Whatever.
I'm not texting you.
I just got a text from you at 12:08.
What's say?
My name?
It wasn't me. Hold on, Mark. I sent that to you at 10:50, and you just got it now.
I got a second version of it. I got the first one at 10:50. Just got another one just now.
Oh, I sent you one at. It says Mark at 10:42 and then Mark at 10:50. So you just got the second Mark now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Technology could be the crappy weather outside. I guess I don't know. No, what I was gonna say. I think it's done a lovely job of people like me introducing characters, and making me interested in watching the other stuff now. So yeah. I thought she was great. What did you think? I mean, you're the one who's lived with this character longer than I have. What do you think?
I was excited because it's Rosario Dawson, and I love her, and I think she's awesome.
Yeah.
I was amazed how much she adjusted her voice to sound like the original from the cartoon.
Yeah.
She looks just like her anyways without the makeup and everything anyways. So it wasn't hard to slide her into that character.
Yeah.
I know there was a big kerfuffle online about her headdress stuff, which is her hair basically.
Yeah.
Where it's like tentacles that come out of her head.
Yeah.
As you'll see in Clone Wars through the Rebels, as in her species, as they get older, those tentacles grow. But I could see in practical effects of doing it in a live action scenario, you can't have them like in Rebels. They were almost down to her like midriff area.
Yep.
I could see in Rebels you can't, like in Mandalorian, you can't do that because of stunt people and just being able to have that on your head for long periods of time.
Right.
So they shrunk them down to make it more manageable. But I know a lot of people online are up in arms about that, like, oh, they've ruined the character and it's not the way the character is supposed to be.
God.
And
get over it.
Star Wars fans can get some of them.
Yeah.
But I think she was great. I think it was great interpretation of the character and keeping with her storyline from Clone Wars to Rebels and how she was like kind of now just on her own, and now she's not really a Jedi, but she was a Jedi.
Right.
I think she was fantastic. I think it was a great episode. The story was fantastic, and I think connecting her to Thrawn and keeping that Rebels storyline going with her is great. And if it does lead off into a spinoff show, I'll be watching. So yeah.
I feel like this is part of the universe that we're going to see come out in probably season 3.
Yeah.
I think Thrawn will show up in season 3 somehow, or
I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up at the very end of the season somehow.
I think you're right. I think he's going to be. It's a nice slow burn. There's no reason to rush it. They want.
I wouldn't be surprised if not this next episode, but the one right before the end of the season, Mando, or that somehow the Moff Gideon is defeated.
Yep.
Or at the very beginning of the last episode that happens where Moff Gideon's defeated. And then the second half of that last episode is Thrawn appearing in the last 10 minutes of the episode.
It would here I have two thoughts. It would be interesting if we see the typical tropey Star Wars scene where Moff Gideon's bended on one knee and there's a
hologram
of Thrawn talking to him, basically like you're not delivering. But we've seen that a million times in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I feel like that could happen. That could
this show seems to be more, I don't want to say like a la Avengers kind of, but like in the way of like the small bads leading to the big bad kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there'll be somebody above Moff Gideon before Thrawn.
I feel like
like the guy that's like the like you had the in the first season it was the client,
Yeah.
was the guy that was connected to Moff Gideon that ended that season. So if there's going to be someone that Moff Gideon's going to be connected to that is the next person, or if Thrawn's going to be the next person.
Yeah. I feel like Ron was mentioned, so he might be that person.
Yeah.
But who knows? But we could see that scene, or we could see something similar to that scene where Thrawn is just like taking care of business, or he could just show up with a glove at the end and put the glove on, and he's just like, I gotta do it myself, and then he puts the big glove, the Infinity Gauntlet on.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of like ways that it could have happened, but yeah. It'd be also interesting to see who they pick to play Thrawn, because his character is very big in the universe.
It'd be interesting.
There's even a mention of like a random like deep cut reference to Darth Revan from Knights of the Old Republic, which is a deep cut.
Really?
From that video game.
Yeah.
So that opens up the I know they're planning on opening up the Old Republic world with books, and I know that was a big thing that they talked about recently, was wanting to bring that back into canon.
Yeah.
Because there's a new Star Wars canon now after the crappy 3 movies we just sat through. But yeah, so it's like interesting to see how that all connects and everything.
Well, it's not. It's the same canon. I mean, it's all the same.
Well, no, actually, the Knights of the Old Republic canon was now called the Legends. It's not
that
like
was Dark
actual
Horse.
canon.
That was Dark Horse. So they could retell it.
Yeah.
But that took years and years, way before anything happened. So that was
no. So no, that's what
affect anything.
Disney's trying to like reclaim that storylines so they can use it on their own as opposed to the Dark Horse storylines. So
yeah, I mean they could, I don't know. Personally, I think Star Wars is TV is where it's at.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying movie wise. I'm saying it's just there's a mention in the last episode of Mandalorian about it. So that's why that's like a whole nother connection there. But it's just kind of crazy to see how they're weaving through and connecting everything together. Filoni is a genius in my opinion. He is like the next George Lucas. Like he's like the perfect guy to get handed the reins from George Lucas to do this.
Totally, I do agree. So we'll see where it all goes.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next week.
First episode of December.
I know. I can't believe we're in December already.
I know, Marc, tomorrow's December.
I know. We've been doing this show like this since March.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I miss your face, Bryon. I miss touching your face.
I miss sitting in your lap, Marc.
It's amazing the people you miss actually like seeing and talking to. Like this is like I was talking to, I think it was like the person that was a guest on I think the last Senior Living show. No, the lady that runs the senior center in Enfield.
Yeah.
Was the guest on the last show we just recorded. And she was talking with like how like a lot of the seniors are coming in and like they're doing social distancing at the senior center and everything, but they're all like a lot of them are like haven't been able to see their families and haven't been able to like actually talk to people in person, and they're like thrilled that the senior center is open and they're able to do it. And I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, I'm in a different state now. So it's like I haven't seen any of you guys since March.
Yeah, you're right.
Basically.
Yep. I mean, we recorded
so it's like I know you guys at the very beginning of this did John's birthday party, which I couldn't go to because of this whole thing. So it's like I haven't seen anybody since we last recorded a show.
That was like the last time I saw anybody. I seen my friend Mike, our friend Mike, in person, but that was the last time I saw everybody together. It was at the Axe House.
Yeah.
And that was like in July, early July. So yeah, I mean, I know, right? Like, honestly, I like doing the show this way. So even if life got back to normal, we could still continue.
Yeah.
But I do miss being in the studio.
Yeah.
Holding hands while we record the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Caressing each other's cheeks
Exactly.
as we laugh.
I think I said I was talking with Claire about it. I said I think the first time I see the guys, I'm gonna have to hug them. We never weren't huggers, like as guys. But I think it's like I need to like connect with everybody again. It's weird.
I know. It is weird.
It's getting weird, is what it's getting. Like it's everything's weird as it is.
Yeah.
But it's like now it's like I don't know if it's the holidays that are making it, but it's like I like we would usually do our meetup at Denny's after Star Wars, exchange gifts kind of thing. Hustle's birthday at whatever random restaurant we do his birthday at.
I mean, I'm not going to a restaurant. Yeah, I don't think Hutzel we're doing.
I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like that's our usual stuff that we would do.
I know.
It's strange.
I know. Like I don't know. Like I know if John usually is like, oh, let's do something, but I don't know if I feel with numbers going up, I don't want to eat at a restaurant at all.
No. We should set up a Zoom thing for Hutzel's birthday.
Yeah. Hutzel. I'm going to say this. Hutzel. He is going to school. Well, he's doing online, and he got a part-time job.
Good for him.
You want me to tell you what it is?
If you want.
He is a backroom sorter at the Goodwill.
Oh, hey.
Which I was always thinking he should have got a job at the Goodwill because they hire people who have a hard time getting jobs.
Yeah. Whether it be their own ways or their own just don't want to, or difficult situations.
Right. Yeah. And I always thought Hustle they would be good to him.
Yeah.
Because he has some problems. Not like, I'm not being discouraging when I say
that. Yeah, he has his foot issues and stuff. So
yeah, exactly. He has some handicap issues that I think that would have been a good job for him.
Yeah.
And he was telling me people like to donate underwear. And he goes, we have to throw away all this underwear. I'm like, why are people donating underwear? So donate underwear.
On the female side of things, I know it's like,
but they can't take any underwear.
They outsize themselves.
Yes.
Like underwear shrinks and stuff.
But you do not donate.
I know, but
underwear.
Girls don't think that because they're not as dirty as men are. They don't have as many issues in the underwear department.
Listen, I know, but PSA for today: do not donate underwear.
I don't think I ever would think to donate unless it was like clean in the package, like brand new.
Right.
Never been used before.
But he was saying they have to get rid of so much underwear.
Yeah.
But he's running some cool stuff, he said, and he rather likes it. And I that's awesome.
I mean, for you, it's great because you have like a connection now there. You can like, if you see something cool, tell me, I'll go over and grab it.
I know. I love going to the Goodwill when like things were safe. I would go to the Goodwill.
Yeah. Between there and Allied's Attic in town, you got like two good places there. Swipe up some old stuff.
Yeah, Goodwill. I mean, a lot of cool stuff. So
yeah,
good for Hutzel. I'm happy he's got a part-time job.
And
he's going to school, so I'm sure we'll find out. Maybe we could just do a Zoom thing and say happy birthday to him,
which something. Nicely leads into the thing I was gonna say from now. Like I want to start saying on the end of each episode for this month. Donate to these places. Donate to your Goodwills. I know in Enfield there's Allied's Attic, and I know there's other places that have those kind of things.
The food
food shelves, soup kitchens, anywhere that is a nonprofit in your area. Donate if you can. Volunteer if you can.
Right.
A lot of these places would usually have volunteers that are of an older age that can't volunteer now because of COVID. So if you're younger, like our age or younger than us, and you don't have the pre-existing conditions kind of things, please go out, volunteer, donate, give your time, help the less fortunate. There's a lot of people out there who need the services of these places. and yeah, just get out there and help out. I
Yeah.
know it's a weird time, and I know a lot of people don't want to leave their houses because of what's going on, but if you're healthy enough and you're able to help out, help everyone in the communities.
But if you can't volunteer, donate and
Yes, exactly. Yeah. If you feel safe enough to volunteer, donate. But if you
donate.
feel like you can help, help.
Yeah, this year, my extended family, we've decided instead of buying each other a bunch of stuff that will just sit around the house, why don't we put that money towards a local charity this year?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. And personally, I hope we continue it into the next year, the year after
Yeah.
that.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Because I at 41 years old, I don't need any more stuff. I don't have kids.
Yeah.
You know, I think giving to local charity is the best thing to do, best way to go, especially this
Yeah.
year, like you said, Mark. But all right, we will see everybody in a week from now.
Have a good one. Say good night, cat.
Good night, cat. My cat's already said good night.
He's out. He's out cold. He's been asleep for half the show.
Yeah, he's just like this
It's
shit.
like the rest of our audience. Bum bunch. Bye, everybody.